15 minutes. That's how long you have right now. Not in some movie, not in some hypothetical your professor threw at you in college. Right now, this morning. While your coffee is still warm and your phone is still in your hand and the most stressful thing on your mind is whether you replied to that email. 15 minutes. And the question nobody ever actually answers honestly is this: what would you do with them? It starts with a sound you've never heard before. Your phone screams, not rings, screams. That specific alert tone the government uses for emergencies, the one you've heard in tests your whole life and ignored every single time. Except this time the words on the screen are different. Ballistic missile threat inbound. Seek immediate shelter. This is not a drill. You read it twice, then 3 times. Because the first time your brain just refuses to process it. That's not a malfunction. That's not weakness. That's literally how the human mind handles information it has no category for. Your entire nervous system pauses, like a computer trying to run software it was never designed for. For about 4 seconds, you just stand there. Then you look up, and that's when it gets real. Because everyone around you is looking at their phones too. The woman at the coffee shop counter. The guy waiting for the bus outside. The kid on the corner with his headphones in. Every single person within your line of sight has that same expression. That specific look that sits somewhere between confusion and the beginning of something much worse. And in that exact moment, maybe 3 seconds after you read the alert, the noise starts. Not the explosion. Not yet. The human noise. Someone down the street starts running, then someone else. Then a car accelerates through a red light and another car leans on its horn, and somewhere behind you a woman is already on her phone, voice cracking, saying, pick up, please, pick up." Society doesn't collapse in an instant. It starts to fray, one thread at a time, and you are watching it happen in real time. 14 minutes. Here's the thing nobody tells you about genuine fear. It doesn't feel like the movies. It doesn't feel like adrenaline and clarity and suddenly knowing exactly what to do. Real fear feels like your thoughts are moving through thick glass. Like the gap between deciding to do something and actually doing it stretches out for what feels like forever. You think, I should call someone. Who? Your mother, your partner, your best friend. The person who texted you this morning about something completely ordinary and you hadn't replied yet. All of them at once. Your phone is already in your hand, but for a moment you just hold it, because calling one person feels like choosing them over everyone else, and your brain is not ready to make that decision. So you stand there for another 3 seconds. 3 seconds you don't have. 13 minutes. Your instinct says run, but run where? You live in a city, concrete everywhere. The official guidance you half remember from somewhere says go inside, go underground, get away from windows. The subway. A basement. The interior of a solid building. But the street is already filling with people who had the exact same thought, and half of them are running in different directions, and 2 of them are screaming at each other outside a parking garage, and you realize with a cold sinking feeling that nobody around you actually knows what to do either. All those years of living in a world with nuclear weapons, all that time, and nobody actually sat you down and said, here is exactly what you do. Here is the plan. You were never given a plan. And that absence hits you harder than the alert did. 12 minutes. You start moving. Not running. Your legs don't feel right for running. You start moving toward the nearest building that looks solid. And your phone rings and it's the person you were thinking about calling, and you answer it and you hear their voice, and for 1 single second, the world feels almost normal again. Almost. They already know. Of course they already know. Everyone knows. And they're asking you where you are and you're asking them where they are, and neither of you is saying the obvious thing, the thing that is sitting right there in the silence between your words. That you might not see each other again. You don't say it. They don't say it. You both just keep talking, keep asking practical questions, keep filling the line with words so that neither of you has to sit with what this actually is. 10 minutes. You found a building. A parking structure, 3 levels underground. About 40 other people had the same idea. Strangers. A man in a suit carrying a laptop. A young mother with a stroller, her face completely white. 2 teenagers who keep looking at their phones. probably hoping someone will post that it's a false alarm. An older man sitting very still on the concrete floor with his eyes closed. Nobody is talking. Not really. Everyone is on their phones, or pretending to be, because looking at a screen gives you something to do with your eyes, and right now, your eyes don't know where to go. The phone connection drops. And then it's just you and the sound of people breathing. 8 minutes. Here is what you think about. Not survival strategies. Not what you should have done differently. You think about completely ordinary things. A conversation you had last week that you didn't finish. A place you always said you'd visit. A person you've been meaning to call for months and kept putting off because there was always more time. There was always more time. That phrase circles your mind like something you should have known better than to believe. There was always more time. You built your entire life on that assumption. Every procrastination, every "I'll deal with that later," every moment you chose, comfort over honesty, all of it was built on the quiet confidence that time was something you had plenty of. 6 minutes. The young mother in the corner is crying silently, not making a sound, just tears running down her face while she holds her child against her chest and stares at nothing. You look at her for a moment and then look away, because something about the sight of her is the most honest thing in the room. The man in the suit is still holding his laptop. You wonder why. You wonder what made him grab that out of everything. Then you realize you grabbed your phone, and your phone has no service. And neither of you grabbed water or food or anything that would actually help, because in the real moment, humans don't grab survival tools. We grab the things that connect us to the people we love. 4 minutes. The older man on the floor opens his eyes. He looks around the room, slowly, at each person, the mother, the teenagers, you. And then he does something that stays with you. He nods, just once, quietly. Like he's acknowledging something the rest of you haven't said out loud yet. Like he's done this before in his mind 1,000 times, and he's at peace with wherever it lands. You are not at peace. 2 minutes. You think about everything you thought you needed, the things you stressed about, the deadlines and the arguments and the money, and the version of yourself you were always working toward, always arriving at just a little later, the future version of you who had it figured out. You realize right now, in this parking structure, surrounded by strangers, that you spent an enormous amount of your life preparing to live it, and not nearly enough time actually living it. 1 minute. You close your eyes. Not because you've given up, because this is the most honest moment you have ever had with yourself, and you want to be fully inside it. You think about one person, just one. The one who came to mind first when the alert hit, the one you called, the one whose voice made the world feel almost normal for 4 seconds. And you realize that you already knew who mattered most. You just never said it clearly enough. 15 minutes is not enough time to get anywhere. It's not enough time to save yourself, or fix what's broken, or reach everyone you love. But it is exactly enough time to finally understand what you actually value. And the unbearable truth is this: you didn't need a missile alert to figure that out. You had that clarity available to you every single morning. You just kept waiting for the right moment. There is no right moment. There is only right now. And right now, you still have time.